is not being won right now?
See, we have three major security challenges in our country at this time. Left-wing extremism is one of the areas we still have certain challenges. But if you see closely in the last 5 years, how we have been successful in reducing the influence of the extreme left-wing extremism. And virtually, the easternmost part of Maharashtra, that is one of the areas remaining in central India towards Maharashtra side, where still the Maoists have certain influence. And they are using their influence to strike what we have seen the president 3 days back. In the same manner, in Chhattisgarh also we have seen certain presidents in recent time. But other than that, I can tell you, India is much more secure than what it used to be.
That's correct. The fear of influence and nationalites have gone down. The number of attacks and the scenes have gone down. But as we see in the midst of an election, there is a lot of focus, as I said, has been around national security. And a lot of people seem to say after alleging that the threat within India is sort of being underestimated. As the minister help us understand, is that the situation?
Definitely not. I don't understand why people come to such conclusions. Whether it's Jammu Kashmir or Northeast or left-wing extremism or the other internal security threats which we have been facing for a long time, we are much more secure than before. Even, I don't want to go into the statistics, but the few tragic attacks in the security establishment in the border area in Jammu Kashmir, one in Punjab in the Pathankot, and the rest of the places in Jammu Kashmir. You tell me which major Indian city has come under the terrorist attack in the last 5 years. See, the election is going on, and I don't want to make a sweeping claim that there is no incident in this country. But if you go back some 10 years, 8 years before, it was a routine that any city, including the capital of Delhi, bomb attack, bomb blast, every now and then, everywhere.
Even the Home Ministry statistics do indicate that there has been a tremendous decline there. But sir, one question that I want to ask you is that what has been India's learning? When you talk about the Bastar attack that happened when the election was happening, you talk about the attack in Virtually when Maharashtra Day was being celebrated. What is the learning that India takes from the? We are delaying the election season, but the big picture, if you may talk about.
No, it is something which we have to keep updating ourselves. Security challenges is not a one-time solution. The more the kind of tactics these people, the terrorist organizations, they come up with, we have to move one step ahead of them. That is why the kind of security establishment which we have come up with in recent times, the intelligence sharing among various intelligence agencies, like we have MAC, subsidiary MAC also, state and central agencies. The kind of intelligence sharing which we are having this time is much more robust than what it used to be before. When I joined as a minister in the Home Ministry, I used to find a lot of lacunas, a lot of gaps amongst various security establishments. Not only security forces, but the intelligence wings of various organizations. What we have done is, we have created a system where the sharing of information should be smooth. Because of the lack of intelligence sharing, the intelligence, that is why how we are successful in last 5 years comparatively what we used to do before.
So if we were to now talk about the next 5 years, we talk about India next, the conclave focuses on the 100-day agenda or the key issues in the government which comes in next 50 years. In your assessment, sir, when you talk about security, when you talk about national security, intelligence, in your assessment, what would be the 3-4 key issues that you would ideally like the next government to take up on a priority?
Our agenda is very clear, and we have this manifesto committee. He was the chairman of the manifesto committee, and I was the head of the committee which drafted the security policy. So when I started drafting the security manifesto for the BJP, I have interacted with many of the security organizations, experts, former retired officers and all. Everybody, almost everybody, had agreed that whatever policy we have adopted, it should be followed. That means they did not find any fault in any of the policies or the integrity of the security policies which our government has adopted.
Okay.
So while drafting, you must have gone through the BJP manifesto, and internal security is one of the prominent features of BJP's manifesto.
More prominent, some would say.
Yeah, so when we said for 4 times, the manifesto committee said for the 4 times. And from the first meeting where I read out my draft and presented in the committee for the final acceptance, almost whatever I had put before, it was agreed unanimously because it is a continuation of what we have done and what we promised to do. We are not promising people of this country that we will do this and that. We have promised that what we have delivered and we intend to carry that forward.
So would you say that looking ahead to ensure that further streamlining of information gathering, further perfection as far as intelligence gathering is concerned, you would need a lot more technology, you would need a lot more software to focus on. Is that something that should be priority for the government?
Since I have said we are sitting everywhere here. If we don't feel secure in this nation, well, how can we have faith on the government? I have in last I have visited so many countries. One of the most important part of our dialogue is sharing of information with regards to security. I have entered into agreement with many of my counterparts. Even when the honorable Prime Minister visits any other country on bilateral talk or multilateral forum, one of the important, the agenda is on the security thing. Because everybody understands, unless you provide security to the nation, the other things fall flat.
So, okay, let me shift gears now and also talk about West Bengal. The kind of violence that we are seeing there, even the last couple of days, it's been unprecedented. You've been there. What would you like to say that there is a very large amount of central forces deployed there, but despite that, we are seeing extraordinary instances of violence coming to forth. And the argument that this has happened in the past is not valid, it's not good enough.
See, before talking about the security situation in West Bengal, I'm shocked to see the change in the way in which Mamata Banerjee is handling the situation. When she was part of the NDA, when she was a known Trinamool Congress MP in the Lok Sabha,
Yes.
we were not number. She used to be, literally shouted down by the left, because in 40 Lok Sabha, left was so strong in the Lok Sabha. They were so dominant. Mamata Banerjee could speak in the parliament. She cried also. That time we never thought that someday she would become chief minister and she would be doing something exactly opposite to what she stood for. And that time we used to say, don't worry, we are here. BJP had a large number of members of parliament. So we said, don't worry, we are behind you. And today she started in BJP workers. This is a tragic change of state. And when I visited Purulia 1 week back, it was so shocking. One of the BJP workers, she painted on the wall, saying that the dreams are coming through lotus with blue. She painted on the beautiful slogans and lotus flowers on the wall. And next morning, his body was found hanging in one of the streets in the nearby forest. So I visited the next day immediately. So the Karnataka wanted me to visit. I went there. I went to the boy's house, his poor father, his poor brothers, and the family members. How can this kind of human, act take place in a civilized society, in a democratic society? I was very, very proud to see the scenario here. See, our BJP workers are not scared of the TMC rules. But the way in which the federal government uses the administration, the police, to torture the BJP workers. It's very sad. That's why when I addressed my party worker friends and the other people there, I said, hard time is running out. Because this is a kind of frustration I can see that when government starts torturing own citizens, that is the most tragic circumstances in any democratic setup. I was saying, I look after the security. But I don't direct the police state police what to do, what not to do. We look after internal security. We assist the state government. But here in the situation, we are assisting the state government in tackling any kind of challenges with regards to security.
What do you do when
she is torturing our workers.
So what do you do when you have a state government like that in West Bengal? You know, if, for want of a better word, hostile to the idea of an opposition, which in that case includes the BJP. But you know, I want to understand, sir, from a security point of view, and I'm sure that's a question that a lot of people must be wanting to ask in the audience as well, and our viewers watching this, that what can the central government do, the Home Ministry do, when you see such extraordinary legal cases?
See, when we meet, wherever we have many occasions where Chief Minister is part of the discussion. In the meeting, she seems to be very understanding. She says that she will cooperate in border fencing, she will cooperate in securing the security situation in the state. But exactly opposite to that is what we are seeing on the ground. So, see, we don't want any kind of confrontation. And India is a unitary character with federal structure. We cannot just go into the domain of state government. We don't want to say anything which, people will accuse us that federal government is interfering into the affairs of the state government. The constitution is very well defined. We are no abiding people and we are responsible government. We don't want to get into this fact. But the thing is, the state government of West Bengal is not performing as per expectation of the people and as per the norms and rules.
Let's just go with the ministry cases, do not see the kind of violence that we saw earlier. But I know we have, we're short on time, we have Gambhir also waiting, but there's just one thing that I do want to touch upon, and which is of course Northeast. When you talk about Northeast, you talk about the region of 25 seats. I remember there was a lot of focus that the BJP said there was Mission 20, maybe Mission 22. Some said no, Mission 25. But then came citizenship amendment.
First of all, I remember when I entered in politics, it was my sixth election. In 19, they said, why I am wasting my time in BJP? Paharon mein kamal phul khilta nahi. That's what we used to say. I'm wasting my time. But today, I'm coming from Ladakh. Therefore, we are going to win. And in entire Northeast, Lotus is blooming. We have 25 Northeast. Sorry?
How much is the Lotus will bloom in Northeast?
Lotus is always blooming. What I'm saying is, out of 25 Lok Sabha seats, along with our allies, we will contribute very good, handsome figures in forming their government and making Narendra Modi as once again the Prime Minister of India.
I have to ask you this. Your allies are upset, some of them said this will really cost the BJP. You come from that area, I'm sure you must have done some math.
See, citizenship amendment bill is something which we have to understand. In Northeast, the Congress party is portrayed as if citizenship amendment bill is brought only for Northeastern regions. It's a national law, provision for the nation. But we have also stated in our manifesto also that the concerns raised by many political organizations, social organizations, student bodies, we will address that first. We are not going to have a blanket imposition of any provision what we have promised. Very, very clear. Northeastern people are very emotional, sentimental, and they are saying that any law or any provision should not affect the linguistic, the cultural, or the constitutional rights and privileges of the people. We agree with that. We safeguarding the interests of the indigenous people will be our priority. For example, the state where I come from, Citizenship Amendment Bill has nothing to do with Arunachal Pradesh. It is already protected under the Eastern Bengal Regulation Act. So now you are a bona fide Indian. When you also go to Arunachal, you require Iranian pass. How does the Citizenship Amendment Bill affect, on the ground in today's time? But still these Congress people and some of them have lost their ground. They say that this amendment is God and demographic profile will be changed. This whole program, I don't know what kind of...
So this is a misinformation campaign that will be
completely not only misleading, but they are provoking the people to go for unnecessary strike. Just before the election was held, they raised so many bogies and they created certain kind of law and order situation.
Okay, so we're going to have a chat on the 23rd of Mesa as far as what really was the Northeast contribution to BJP meeting. Thanks so much for taking out the time. Candid as ever.